I'm Dr. Alicia Cummings, and in this video, we're going to discuss some of the things to consider when planning and coordinating a child's speech intervention program. So as I said, I primarily follow the principles of motor learning in my treatment program, which emphasize extensive practice. So this affects how my treatment sessions are scheduled. So specifically, when I think about treatment planning, I consider the cumulative intervention intensity of each child's treatment program. So these factors consider how often I see a child in a given week, how long each session is, the duration of the entire treatment program, and most importantly, how many practice trials or attempts a child has to produce that target sound in any given session. And I've published a few studies looking at different aspects of intervention intensity. So in one study, we found that children who received 19 hours of treatment demonstrated 6 times the amount of phonological change as children who received just 11 hours of treatment. And in another study, we provided all children with 20 hours of treatment, but some children had treatment sessions occurring 4 times a week, while other children came to treatment just twice a week. In the end, we found that all the children demonstrated similar amounts of phonological change, but since the children who received intervention 4 times a week finished in half the time, basically their learning was accelerated as compared to the children who had treatment just twice a week. So those children who came more frequently to treatment were able to move on and focus on other sounds and other information earlier and faster than the children who came less frequently to treatment. And so I typically recommend a treatment program for 15 to 20 hours for a given sound, and then we'll do a reevaluation to determine future needs. And I typically provide individual telepractice speech intervention via Zoom. And this works really great for getting short, frequent sessions in while being convenient for families as well as for me. And so I often see kids for just 15 minutes 4 times a week or 30 minutes twice a week. And this frequent practice allows for that faster learning and retention of whatever we're working on. Generally in our sessions, my goal is for children to produce at least 50 targets of whatever we're working on within a 15-minute period of time, or 100 targets within a 30-minute period of time. And the number of practice trials is really more important than the amount of time we see the children. Again, we need those kids to get extensive practice of their speech sounds. And this often means that home programming and home practice is important for continued progress. And if home practicing is going to be difficult for families, it's recommended that children do come in more frequently just so that those kids get that continued practice. If home programming and practicing will be easy, sometimes kids can come less frequently as long as we can ensure that they're going to get a lot of practice every day, that they're not coming to treatment. I will say I will see kids in person as long as they live within very specific zip codes that are convenient to me. But generally, I find that speech via Zoom and via telepractice is honestly more efficient for me and for the children as compared to in-person treatment.